thinking so.
안녕하세요 여러분. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sean. In this video, you're going to get the opportunity to test your English listening skills. As the video progresses, the level of English will become increasingly difficult. Try watching this video without subtitles at first. Press the CC button on YouTube. After that, watch it again with subtitles to check if you understood everything. It's important to note, however, this video is based off an English speaking test. So even if you can understand everything being said in the video, it's still very good to try to answer some of the questions and to practice speaking along with the video. Also, this video is sponsored by HiLocal. More about them in a bit. Now, let's begin the video. Let's see how far you can get. Hello.
Hi, I'm really hungry. Is this good?
It's not good. This one's better. It's delicious.
This hamburger is expensive. Are you sure?
Yes, trust me.
Okay, I'll have the hamburger and some fries.
Don't get the fries. They're not good. Try the fruit.
Are you sure? The fruit is also expensive.
Trust me.
Okay, I'll have a hamburger and some fruit.
Good choice.
Wow, that was delicious.
Good. So, where are you from?
I'm from America.
Oh, really? Where in America are you from?
New York.
I love New York. I want to go to New York.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Do you want some wine? This is for you.
Thank you. This is delicious.
No problem.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Excuse me, this small cup of wine is $40?
Yes. Also, the water is $5.
What? Okay, here you go.
Thank you. Come back again soon.
Hello, my name is Chad.
Hi, my name is Sarah.
Nice to meet you, Sarah. So, what do you like to do for fun?
I really like animals. I have 2 dogs, 3 cats, and 4 birds. I can't live without animals.
Oh, really? I'm allergic to cats and dogs.
I see.
Hello, my name is Chad.
Hi, my name is Rebecca.
So, what do you usually do on the weekend?
I like playing board games, going to the gym, and making chocolate. My dream is to open up a chocolate store.
Oh, really? I'm allergic to chocolate.
I see. Hey Chad, how's it going?
I'm all right. I went on 2 dates this week.
Oh yeah? Do you like any of the girls?
Both are nice, but I have nothing in common with them.
Just tell them about how much you like music and guitars. Women love musicians. Tell them about your hobbies.
Good advice. All right, I'll talk to you later. Hello, my name is Chad.
Hello, Chad. My name is Kate.
Do you have any cats or dogs?
No, I'm allergic to cats and dogs.
Oh, really? Me too. What about chocolate? Do you like chocolate?
I'm allergic to chocolate.
Me too! We have so much in common.
Yeah, right? So, what are your plans for this summer?
Well, I love playing guitar, and it's my dream to open a music school. So this summer, I'm going to look for business partners and buy lots of guitars for my new students.
That sounds really fun, but
But what?
I hate guitars. Remember everyone, it's great if you can understand what's being said in this video, but you have to remember to practice your speaking as well. One of the best tools I've found to practice speaking for free is HiLocal. It's like Clubhouse, but for language learning. You can use HiLocal on any smartphone. There are many different tables that you can join with various skill levels and topics. Here are tables for English free talking, pronunciation, English word games, and business English. There are also tables for Korean learners as well. If you're shy, you can join a table and just listen at first before you start speaking. There are even speaking tables that are led by professional English teachers.
Let's go to number 4. Alright, who wants to volunteer? So, Yuri, Stan, Walter, and Alec.
So if you're living here in Korea or another country and you're having trouble finding good speaking practice, try out HiLocal. It's free. The link to download HiLocal is down below. Thank you for coming here to help us today.
No problem. I want to help.
As you know, your wife died 2 days ago on Sunday at 2 p.m.
Yes, that is correct.
She died of poisoning.
Oh, really?
This must be very difficult for you. Can I ask you some questions now?
Sure.
Where were you on Sunday morning?
I was at my friend's house. You can ask him.
And what's your friend's name?
Bob Jones.
Bob Jones. And what were you doing with your friend, Bob Jones?
We were just talking and listening to music.
Is that all you did?
Yes.
Your mother said she saw you at the market at 12 p.m. What were you doing there?
Ah, yeah, that is true. We were getting hungry, so I went to the market to get some sandwiches.
Did you go there alone?
Yes, I did.
After that, where did you go?
I went back to Bob's house.
Your neighbor says she saw you going into your house at 1 p.m. She said you were wearing a black jacket and a black hat.
That's not true.
After that, she said she heard 2 people arguing very loudly. Then at around 1:30, she says she saw you leave your house and drive away in your car.
I didn't kill my wife. I love my wife.
Then who went into your house at 1 p.m.?
I don't know. Maybe it was her lover. I think she was cheating on me.
Maybe it was you. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. And yourself?
Me too, I'm doing well. So, where are you from?
I'm from the US.
Oh, me too. So, are you just traveling here in Rome or are you living here?
I'm just traveling here, but earlier I lost my phone, my passport, and my wallet. So I have to get a new passport and phone, and I won't have any money for 1 week. It's really hard to enjoy traveling when you don't have any money.
There are so many things you can do here in Italy without money.
You think so?
Yeah, there are so many historic churches and museums that you can go to for free. There's also tons of beautiful parks. You might have to wait before you go to any 5-star restaurants, but it's really cheap to go to the market and buy ingredients and cook at home. Also, coming to bars and events like this is a great way to meet other travelers or Italians who want to learn English.
Wow, that's great advice. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Also, I can lend you some money if you need.
Wow, that's really kind, but I wouldn't feel comfortable borrowing money from you. Do you often help travelers?
Well, I also lost my wallet when I first got here. Also, I think it's always good to help people.
Yeah, I like helping people too, but earlier I was helping a guy, and while I was helping him, he stole my phone, my wallet, and my passport.
No way.
Yeah, so now I'm not really sure who to trust. Anyway, I only have to wait 1 week before I get my new passport and some money, so I'll be fine.
If you need to make some money though, I actually need someone to do a job for me.
What kind of job?
Here, put this on. No bro, you're wrong. Busan is a way better city than Seoul.
Nah man, Seoul is the best, and I'll tell you why. First of all, if you want to get a job in one of these big companies, Seoul is the place that you're gonna have to be. Doesn't matter if you're a Korean, foreigner, like if you want a job at Kakao or Naver or Samsung or any other place, you gotta be in Seoul. It's where all the headquarters are, it's where all these big jobs are. Second, I mean, especially as a foreigner here, if you don't speak Korean that well, like you're gonna need to be speaking English. And in Busan, I feel like there's just not nearly as many people down in Busan who are speaking English as the number of people who can speak English here in Seoul. And lastly, just think about the number of things to do here, man. Like almost everything that is worth doing is happening here in Seoul. You can find anything that you wanna do and do it here in Seoul. Whereas down in Busan, things are probably a little bit more limited.
All right, I can agree with some of your points. There's more English speakers in Seoul, sure. There's more jobs in Seoul, sure. And there's maybe more things to do, fine. But Busan has a beach, and not just one beach, many beaches all along the coast. So you can literally walk outside your door and go surfing. How cool is that? And although Busan is smaller than Seoul, there's less people, there's still tons to do here. You know, we have restaurants and events and festivals. We have the film festival that happens in Busan, right? And my last point is that Busan is way cheaper than Seoul. If you want to get a nice apartment in Seoul, you have to pay an arm and a leg. It's really expensive. But in Busan, with the same amount of money, you can get a way bigger place. I mean, the bang for your buck in Busan is way better than Seoul. And in terms of jobs, because of the coronavirus, these days so many people are working online anyway, you know, as a programmer or a video editor, YouTuber, Photoshop expert, or if you're like a video subtitler, you can easily just work online. So remote working is becoming more and more popular anyway. So I feel like that's going to become obsolete. The necessity of living near and in Seoul.
When it comes to like food and everything, I mean, just go down to Itaewon and you can find anything you want to eat from tons of different cultures. It's so diverse. Whereas in Busan, with such a smaller foreign population, you end up eating the same thing over and over and over again because it's such a, I mean, it's near the coast. It's a seafood city.
Yeah, I guess, but you don't go to Korea, you don't go to Seoul to eat pizza. And where's the freshest Korean food? Right near the ocean. You have fresh fish. Busan is the place to be, man.
I hear what you're saying.
All right, I guess we can just agree to disagree.
Yeah, I think that's best.
All right.
Welcome everybody to American Inventors, where you bring your inventions to me and I decide whether or not I'm going to invest in your business. Let's bring out the first contestant.
Have you ever taken your child outside in a carriage and wanted to ride a scooter? I know I have. Everybody likes riding scooters. Scooters are fast, they're fun, and they're great exercise. Turn the chore of taking your baby outside into a hobby by using the scooter carriage. Everyone in America is going to be using this in 2 to 3 years, I'm confident. I'm willing to give you 10% of my company for $300,000.
So, how long has your company been in business and how much money have you made from sales so far?
Well, we started about 10 years ago, and in that 10 years, we've had about $100 worth of sales.
I'm sorry, did you just say $100 in sales? Who are the people who bought $100 worth of your product over the course of 10 years?
Actually, it was my parents who generated those sales.
I see, and what is the price point for one of these scooter carriages?
$50, sir.
So why would I give you $300,000 for only 10% of your company when you've only made 2 sales over the course of 10 years?
Well, I'm confident with your marketing expertise and your connections in the business world that we can make maybe $1 million worth of profit in about 2 months.
How many accidents have there been with this baby carriage scooter?
2, sir.
Do you know why nobody's buying this baby carriage stroller? It's because it's so dangerous. You shouldn't be riding a scooter while you have a baby in a stroller. Get out. Next.
Have you ever been cutting bread with your knife and realized that there are so many breadcrumbs gone to waste? You just have to throw them out, not use them in any way. All the starving people in this world, all the starving animals in this world. What if we could create something that was a win-win for both humans and animals? I'm talking about the bird feeder cutting board. All of those scraps that you would throw out are transferred into a bird feeder for birds to freely and conveniently fly into and eat at any time of the day. This is a product that will be in every American home in the next 5 years. Believe me.
This seems like a pretty niche market. It's really only for people who own birds as a pet. Or are you planning on chopping your bread outside, or what is the plan here?
Well, the whole idea with this is to use it during picnics or at family parties in backyards. But let's think about it. Crumbs often end up on the floor when we cut bread, but this beats that any day of the week. Wouldn't you rather have your crumbs gathered neatly in a cup over them being on the ground?
I see, and how many sales have you made so far, and how long has your company been in business?
Oh, actually, we haven't launched yet. In fact, we don't even have a patent. We haven't even built one yet. What you're seeing in this picture is merely made from Photoshop.
So you don't even have an actual physical product yet. It's really just an idea that you've put together on Photoshop. What exactly are you looking for from me? An investment for a product that doesn't exist yet?
Well, I was thinking I want to sell the idea to you so you can get the patent, you can make the product, and I'm sure you can make millions and millions of dollars. All I ask is 10%. So, what do you say?
What do I say? I say that this is the least prepared proposal I have ever seen in my life. Just get out. Just get out.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Did you enjoy this video? If so, please let me know down in the comments. Alright everyone, once again I'm Sean, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. So I'm here today with someone that I really admire, Sun Hyunwoo, and he speaks English very well. A lot of people think though that you have to live abroad to really learn English well, to speak fluently. But have you ever lived abroad?
Nope.
Really?
No.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Okay.
Okay, so my name is Hyunwoo, Sun Hyunwoo, and I am from Gwangju, Jeollado, Gwangju, from South Korea. And like I've learned English here in Korea without living abroad. I don't think it's a bad thing to necessarily like study abroad, but I believe you can learn any language without living in a country where it's spoken as, you know, people's native language.
인정. I totally agree. Do you remember what life was like before knowing English? How did you feel when you saw a foreigner?
So the first time I saw a foreign person was when I was in high school, and I was scared. Well, I think it was mainly because I had only seen like foreign-looking people on TV and in books, and they were mostly white. I didn't, you know, really have a concept, you know, in my head.
Everybody learns English in Korea from a young age, but what made you get serious about really improving your English?
I was considered to be bad at English by many people. I also wanted to enter this specific high school. I took a test for it, but I failed, and one of the main reasons was that my English score wasn't high enough. So I wasn't considered to be good at English at all, and also the test score just made it official. So I felt frustrated, and I didn't really like the feeling that I had back then. So I didn't want to be stuck in this state. I wanted to overcome that situation.
Yeah, I totally understand.
I had been, of course, taking classes in middle school, but then as soon as I entered high school, I really started like learning to speak this language.
You speak very well now, but how long do you think it took for you to be able to speak this well? How long?
So I think it's a very slow and gradual, linear process. But I think it took me about 2 years before I could freely converse with people.
Express yourself, yeah.
Yeah, so I obviously didn't know all the words I needed, but I could talk around the
That's
words.
it.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
if I didn't know the word for 냉장고, which is a refrigerator, I would say, you know, the big white box where you put food to chill the food. So, and then people will get, you know, they will get the idea. Oh, you mean a refrigerator? You know, the moving staircase, escalator, and I will know the word. So until I reached the point where I could talk around a more difficult word, I think it took about two years.
What other languages do you speak now? Because I know you like language.
So English is my strongest language, of course, after Korean. My Korean is much better than my English, obviously. And also I speak Japanese and French. And I can understand quite a bit of Spanish and Chinese.
Wow.
If you could give the most simple, easy tip for people learning English right now, what would that be? Something that they can do today.
Keep a journal, because once you start keeping a journal, like a daily journal, where you write down everything you did that day, everything that that came to your mind, and start writing, you realize how much you don't know. How to express certain things in that language. So, oh, what did I do? I bought this. How do I say buy in English? And you write that down.
That's right.
But then you bought it. You did it in the past tense. Oh, what's the past tense for buy? You look it up. Suddenly you have this urge to express things. So find things that you want to express in English, and then start from there.
Do you want to say anything else about your business that people can look you up at?
I do have a personal YouTube channel at youtube.com/everfor1, and I also run a business which you are visiting right now. Talk to Me in Korean is a YouTube channel where we teach Korean, the Korean language, in English. So maybe if you check out our channel, Talk to Me in Korean, maybe you will also find it useful for your English learning efforts.
Hello.
Hi.
So what do you do here in Korea?
I worked in an import-export company.
Okay. With this company, you're working a lot with other countries, I assume.
Right. Mostly Chinese and Japanese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you speak Chinese or Japanese?
I only speak a little bit of Chinese, but not Japanese.
So the majority of the communication probably takes place in English, right?
Right.
Yeah. What do you think would be the best food to eat every day on an island if you were there for 3 years without any other friends?
Oh, that's a hard question. I would eat 볶음밥.
볶음밥, why?
Fried rice. I don't know. I don't really get bored. I don't get tired of the rice. If I eat every day. I like other food too, but 볶음밥 it's one of my favorite food. And
you like it?
Yeah.
Are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Extrovert.
Extrovert? What do you think the advantages to being an introvert are?
You get to think a lot, maybe, before you speak, and maybe people would think that you're more mature if I'm introvert. I think so.
Yeah, it's true. So do you have any advice to anybody who's studying English?
Watch a lot of American dramas.
Dramas are good, huh?
Yeah, and speak to as many foreigners as possible.
Yeah, English native speaking foreigners, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
My name is Steve, or Seungwon in Korean.
So, what are your hobbies? What do you do for fun?
I like to play soccer with my friends a lot. Or if I'm alone, I play drums.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like musical instruments.
Have you ever done busking or anything like that in Korea?
No, I think you need a lot of courage to do that.
Yeah?
I don't like to do that in front of other people, so.
I think you have courage.
Oh, really?
So what'd you do yesterday?
Yesterday, I actually just came back from my honeymoon, and she's my wife over there.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
amazing, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You look so young though.
Yeah, I am young, but I just got married early, and yeah, it was great.
Wow.
Just came back.
How did you meet your girlfriend? I'm always curious how couples met.
okay.
It's so interesting.
First, we met at a church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I go to church.
right.
And then I asked her out a couple of times, and then
Couple times?
And then she's kind of like, no, right?
Oh, this is
so I
like
kinda-
this is like a movie.
Yeah, so I like followed her around for like at least a month, and then I kind of got her. It's like,
And then she was like, all right, I'll give you a chance.
yeah.
All right.
And that was 5 years ago, and now we're married.
Wow, the happy ending.
A very happy ending.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
What's one thing you want to tell foreigners about Korean society or Korean culture that you think a lot of people wouldn't know?
Maybe in America or other foreign countries, it's really easy to say hi to like strangers when you go walk around. But
Yeah.
then I guess it's not really a Korean thing to just walk up to strangers and say hello.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is,
what
if
are
you
you
come,
saying?
if you come to Korea
Yeah.
and then you want to say hi to Koreans, and then if they ignore you, like don't get hurt.
Yeah.
It's just they're really shy.
That's good advice for us. Koreans can learn English. Yes, anybody can do it.
Yes, they can.
That's right. Thank you, brother.
What would you do if a person talks behind your back? You know what you should say?
What?
Don't talk about me behind my back.
Talking.
What's up? What's up?
What do you do if someone's talking?
I would say I'm not a big fan of that, so I would confront that person.
Not a
and
big
then,
fan of you.
Yeah, bye. Just bye.
Cool. Oh, 멋있다, 멋있다. Badass. What's your name?
My name is Nate, and my Korean name is Kim Woo-jin.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, what are you doing these days? Are you working?
No, I prepare to do the part-time job right now, and I'm actually preparing for application for graduate school.
Yeah.
So until next year, July or something, I'm just gonna stay here doing some part-time job, get some allowance or pocket money.
Yeah.
And we're doing a band, so
So you play music.
yeah, I play electric guitar.
So, what are you going to study in school?
Well, I majored in mathematics and statistics, double major
Holy moly.
in my undergrad, and I'm probably gonna study about data science when I go to graduate school. So I'm really good with numbers.
Yeah. Do you think it's good for boys and girls to go to separate schools when they're younger, or do you think they should go to the same schools?
I think they should go to the same school because like I went to men's high school in South Korea.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun because there were only guys.
Yeah.
But there's just some like particular things that you can't learn only with the guys. So I think they should go to school together.
What would those things be?
Like how to treat a girl like properly, like be respectful and like those kind of things.
So you think it's important for young men to be socialized in that way when they're young?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Before going abroad to the US, what were some stereotypes about the US that you had that after having gone to the US have changed subsequently?
Well, I was in the Utah state, and the Utah states, there are like 90% of the populations are white, unlike other states.
Okay.
So like for example, like California, we can see a lot of Asians and Mexicans and Hispanic. For example, like when you go to the McDonald's in Los Angeles, like most of them are Mexicans, but in Utah, especially like near Salt Lake City area, like most of them are white. So I thought, oh, this is like different. And
So a lot less diversity in Utah. 시간을 내주셔서 감사합니다.
I told a bunch of guys that they need to go get 10 business cards and shake 10 hands and get to know people, and they actually did. So what'd you learn? And they say, I learned that I don't like talking to strangers.
Before we start this video, I just want to say that the US is not better than Korea in any way. They're just different. We're simply just sharing our observations. My hope is that any Koreans doing business with Americans can learn some things from this video. Alright, enjoy. 안녕하세요 여러분. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sean. I'm here today with my friend Tom.
Hi, my name is Tom. I have been doing mergers and acquisitions, or M&A, or in Korean they call it 인수합병, for over 20 years.
Right, and so for anybody who doesn't know, that just means Tom is an expert at buying and selling companies. So today we're going to talk about things that shocked us about business practices in Korea. But Tom, I'm actually curious, can you tell me a little bit about your background? Where are you from? Where did you grow up? And how did you get to Korea?
Born in Korea, immigrated to the US when I was 6 years old, grew up in Maryland, went to college, worked a few years, and then I came back to Korea to learn Korean because my parents forbade speaking Korean in the home. so that I can learn English faster. So I had to relearn Korean, and then worked here for a while at Hammyoneng, got married, went back to the United States to get my MBA, worked and lived in the US for 7 years, and then I came back to Korea, Hong Kong for 2 years, and then I came back to Korea again. So this recent stint, this is my 9th year.
Would you consider yourself to be more culturally American or Korean?
Oh, I'm definitely culturally American.
Okay, you're representing America with me.
Growing up in the US, you are encouraged to debate or argue a point in class from elementary all the way to high school, college, right? So the act of having a polite or sometimes just having a rather aggressive debate is something that you're not afraid of because you've been doing it most of your life. But I found that that type of debate culture doesn't exist in Korea. So elementary school through college, no professor or teacher encourages their kids to debate and argue. So what I found is that in meetings in Korea, somebody senior says something, or maybe somebody says something once or twice to kind of slightly politely maybe kind of disagree, but if it's not going anywhere, depending on whoever's more senior, everybody else kind of aligns themselves to the senior person because they don't want to see the debate or they don't want to have a debate, right? Or if they're all of like similar age or similar hierarchical position, it can get into a shouting match and get really aggressive. It's much more difficult to have a constructive debate in Korea. It's much more difficult to have a constructive contrarian thought against the most senior person in the room in Korea than what it is in the US. It is much more difficult.
So for you as an American, did you have any like surprising experiences where you would go into a meeting and you were not used to this culture and you'd be like, excuse me, boss, can I challenge you on this idea? Or other person, can I challenge you on this idea? And they're like, and people are like, whoa, I'm not used to this debate. Have you had that experience?
Yes. The first year, I was used to American style.
Sure.
Anybody says anything, I will say, no, I disagree. I think you're missing this point. So when you're telling someone you're missing a point, you didn't do it properly, people around me were freaking out.
Oh, wow.
So I could see the discomfort, and I'm looking around going, what's going on? But I finished my comment. And then they would tell me, you should never say that, never do that. It's like, why? He was wrong. If he was wrong, he's wrong. You know, I'm not telling him he's stupid. It's just he made a mistake.
Oh, that's interesting. So they equate being wrong with like an attack on their character.
Yeah.
Whereas you're saying everybody's wrong.
Nobody's perfect.
If you're human, you're going to be wrong, even if you're, a genius.
That is the group's job to identify problems or errors made by any one individual so that we can mutually help each other, right? Or the
responsibility,
team, right? But if the individual that's speaking is a very senior guy, telling him he's wrong, or telling her she missed something or made a mistake, right, is something that apparently that's very difficult to do. And I was told multiple times, don't do that again. And I'm like, then how do we fix it if the person's wrong? And they'll say, that person is smart enough, they'll figure it out. Like, they're not gonna.
Interesting.
How do you figure that out? Then you figure out a way to solve it, after the meeting, not in front of everybody.
Interesting.
Right. So you don't insult or point out errors until after the meeting, and then you try to solve it. Private discussion.
Yeah.
Not on stage.
Very interesting.
So apparently meetings are like a stage situation versus a meeting is actual people trying to work and solve problems. It's a very different situation.
Yeah. The next surprising thing that I experienced that's related to this is my experience with negotiation in Korea. So being a content creator, I'm a YouTuber, I'm often working with other companies or other brands to promote their stuff, and they'll come to me, they'll email me or call me with, hey, can you do this for us? Can you make a 1-minute advertisement? And then they ask me, Sean, what's your price? I give them my price. And so many times they're like, oh, that's different from what we're thinking. Sorry, this is not gonna work. And I'm like, then let's find, a price that works for both of us. Like, why would you say that? And that really shocked me. Not everybody does this, but a lot of companies do this in Korea. And I'm like, let's negotiate, Well, maybe if we lower the price, then you can offer me this other, benefit that's easy for you, Or we can compare how much you paid to the other people. But I found this to be very surprising. It's so different. What do you think about this?
But yeah, I would say yes. In Korea, they boil it down to one key aspect. They oftentimes do want to make something a very linear negotiation. Linear meaning it's just one aspect that you're fighting on, which would be the price. But in reality, there's a lot of other adjustments that you can make. If I were to, let's say, sell you a banquet. For the banquet, there's the food, there's the flowers, and there's all these other things involved. And if you cut me on price, then I can just reduce other areas. But instead of having the person cut on price, I would recommend to Koreans negotiating with Westerners to put the package together and say, if you cut me here, then I need to make adjustments on this other area.
Yeah.
I think another thing also in Korea is they don't want to explain why. It's like, we can't do that. And they end the comment there.
Yeah.
Negotiation, we can't do that. Whereas in the West, it's more common to say, we can't do that because it'll take 2 weeks to do this and other things, and that's just an impossibility. By giving a reason, and depending on what reason you give, and the reason you give could be a lie, right? You have them mentally either block that possibility or give them room to move it to a different date or a different time, to give them flexibility. The Western style negotiation is not a linear. They try to do a whole full package.
Yeah, right.
Right? And when they do the full package, if they tell you they can or cannot do something, they have a tendency to give you a reason for it.
Right.
As a Korean, if you're negotiating with Americans, by creating these different reasons for whether you can or cannot, then you show what can be moved or what cannot be moved. And you should do it in a way where things that are important to you, you should show cannot be moved. So how you phrase that, is kind of important. And other things that you are willing to move, then you say, well, we can't do that because the resources isn't available right now. So you can, through what you say, guide their thought process toward whatever negotiation you want at the end.
Right. I think that's amazing advice. Awesome.
Right. One of the things I noticed is when we send a bunch of Koreans over to, let's say, Switzerland or some other country for some type of show or convention, and they have cocktail parties, the Koreans have a tendency to stick with themselves from the same company, right, and not mingle with the other people.
So what is a cocktail party? Do you actually drink cocktails, or what's the idea behind it?
The whole purpose or idea of a cocktail party is to allow people to mix and mingle and to meet each other for that serendipitous or unusual meeting that could lead to something better for both companies or both people involved. But that doesn't happen so much when it comes to Koreans, because they're English, they're afraid of, and they're uncomfortable going up to someone that
they don't know.
They don't know, and just saying hi, shaking it. But that's expected in a cocktail party.
Right. So it's kind of like a business casual type of environment where you're kind of wearing a suit, maybe a tie, maybe a button down, and you've got a drink in your hand.
Right.
And it's like, hey, I'm Sean. What's your name? I work in this company. I live in this city, and so what do you do?
Right.
Oh, I work in that company. Oh, wow, there's a lot of potential synergy there.
Right.
What do you think about this idea? That's great. Cool. Let me give you my phone number. This is like, I guess, the example interaction in a cocktail party, maybe, right?
Admittedly, most cocktail parties, I would say 90% of the interactions don't lead to anything.
Yeah.
But 90% of the interactions are also enjoyable or entertaining, where you meet someone new and you learn something different about another way to, live life or,
fix it, solve a problem. And who knows, maybe like 3 years later, 3 years from now, that person's business might become relevant to you. So it would be nice to have that contact.
Well, I mean, in the West, that type of serendipitous interaction with multiple different people that they don't know is encouraged, and is culturally the norm. I told a bunch of guys that they need to go get 10 business cards and shake 10 hands and get to know people, and they actually did. So what'd you learn? And they said, I learned that I don't like talking to strangers. and I learned, I spent 2 hours at that cocktail party meeting a lot of different people that I don't know, and I'd rather just hang out with my friends.
Interesting. Okay.
So it depends on the person, right?
So it goes deeper. It's not something you could just learn to do. Maybe there's a personality and cultural aspect to it.
Well, it's a cultural aspect that they would prefer to have a happy, funny conversation with their friends that they know or co-workers that they're close with, and they feel comfortable. I think talking to someone they don't know, there's a lot more anxiety and stress.
Sure.
In the typical Korean, where I think as an American, talking to people you don't know, you just don't care.
Yeah, right.
Right? It's a different type of situation, I think, culturally and emotionally.
Yeah.
Right? I think there's a lot more anxiety of trying to put on a good impression, be polite, not say anything awkward or stupid.
True.
And I think it's self-inflicted,
Yeah.
right? Because of the culture. So if you can find there are Koreans that are more extroverted.
They are, yeah.
Right? So those are probably the individuals you want to send to the cocktail party.
Yeah.
They'll talk to 20, 30 people, come back, and then they'll tell you, well, this guy has 3 kids, and he has this hobby, and they make these widgets that we could actually use in our company.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you like that? Do you like cocktail parties?
I like cocktail parties.
Okay.
I don't mind talking to people I don't know, running around and meeting.
That's the American in you.
Right. And I don't get nervous about them. Like if you told me to walk into a bar, it's not even a cocktail party, just any bar. Tom, walk into that bar and meet 5 people and get 5 phone numbers of whoever. I have no emotional anxiety of doing that. I just go and do it.
Wow.
Right?
Have you always been like that?
If you told me to do that for when I was single for attractive women, I was too nervous and I couldn't do that.
Yeah, well, women are terrifying.
But I'm married. I'm married. I'm a lot older, and so if you told me to do that for anybody, I have no hesitation about doing that.
All right, this was tremendously interesting to me and hopefully helpful to you guys. Business culture. Yeah, if you like these kinds of videos, let us know in the comments down below, and I'll make more videos with Tom. He's a friend of mine. I want to do more stuff like this, so I hope you guys like it. So thank you so much for watching. Once again, I'm Sean.
I'm Tom.
I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 피었습니다. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
How am I going to pay all of this by the end of the month? Oh, and the credit card bill. How can I make some extra money this month? What's this? 한미 어울림 축제. Saturday. Squid Game. Winner gets 500,000 won? No entrance fee? Hey babe, want to go with me to a festival on Saturday? There's a Squid Game event where we can win 500,000 won.
Where is it?
It's in Pyeongtaek.
글쎄, 오징어 게임 때문에 평택까지 가긴 좀 그렇네.
There's tons of other things to do too. There's event booths, a concert with many famous singers, and there's so much beautiful nature there. We gotta get out of the house.
Alright, cool. Let's do it.
So getting to the festival from Seoul was actually really easy. We just had to take the subway to Seoul Station and take one train to Pyeongtaek Station. From there was a really convenient shuttle bus that took us directly to the festival. So we arrived at the festival, which was in a beautiful park called Neri Park, and the nature was just breathtaking, really. But my mind was focused on Squid Game.
Yay, we just got here.
I know this music. I know what this means. We're gonna start soon. And I know those guys, they're wearing the red shirt. So as you can see, there were many activities planned for the festival besides Squid Game, including water gun shooting, a historical exhibition, and concerts with really famous people. Wow, did you know that Park Jong-hyun would be here? 유명하지. Okay, so we've arrived and the game is about to start, but I have to learn some information about my competition. Let's go talk to some people and see why they signed up, and maybe we can learn a little bit about who we're going against. Let's go. 안녕하세요.
예, 안녕하세요.
Hello.
Hello. 안녕하세요.
오징어 게임 왜 참가하셨습니까?
오늘 여자친구랑 같이 추억 쌓을 겸 참가를 하게 되었습니다.
I love Squid Games and I just want to have the experience as they did.
I enjoy watching the show.
드라마도 재밌게 봤고 여기 사는 동네에서 한다고 해서
근처 사세요?
예.
Because I like the show.
Sure.
Same.
Same. What game do you think you can do really well? What's like your most confident game?
The one where you're running, like
Red light, green light.
yeah, that one.
그 달고나 게임이 제일 자신이 있을 것 같습니다.
잘하시나요?
집에서 많이 해먹었기 때문에.
오, 준비하고 왔네요.
Maybe the cookie or tug of war.
Probably tug of war.
If you win first place, you get the 500,000 won. What are you gonna buy?
Clothes.
Clothes.
Travel.
To where?
Busan.
Good choice.
Ice cream. It's hot.
Good choice.
8월 달에 캠핑 여행이나 갈까 싶습니다.
와우. 파이팅.
파이팅.
근데 저도 이기고 싶어요.
그 전에 제가 죽여드릴게요.
안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
꿀팁 하나 주실 수 있나요? 작은 거라도.
눈치가 빨라야 돼요.
눈치가 빨라야 돼요.
그리고 흔들리지 않아야 됩니다.
스테디.
네.
안정적으로.
네, 안정적으로.
혹시 이벤트 중에 뭐가 제일 기대돼요?
달고나 만드는 행사가 있어요.
예.
네, 달고나 만드는 행사 재밌을 것 같습니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Hey guys, so we're about to start here. I really want to get rid of that credit card debt. If I win this, it's going to be big. So wish me luck. Here we go. So because there were so many people who registered for the Squid Game event, they asked us some trivia questions to eliminate people before they started the actual Squid Game.
자, 이 평택에 주둔하고 있는 미군 기지의 이름은 하야리아 부대이다. 하야리아 부대이다. 맞으면 O, 틀리면 X.
But as you can see, the questions were really easy, so everyone got them correct. So they had us bet on who we thought would win a Korean juggling game called 제기차기.
두 명의 오징어 게임 요원이 서 있습니다. 두 명이 제기차기 대결을 할 겁니다. 둘 중 어떤 요원이 승리하게 될지 여러분들 지금부터 출발.
I'm going with the tall guy.
Before we get some separation now.
Go with the tall guy.
몇 개의 제기를 차서 우리 쪽 생존자를 살려낼 것인가? 하나,
But he let me down.
He's gonna take more than 2 1.
And just like that, I was eliminated. But I wanted to see how well I could do in the actual Squid Game, so I tried it just for fun.
갑니다.
As you can see, I would have died anyway. There was a lot of other really fun variations of this game we played too. I was surprised how well it was organized.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 피었습니다. 피었습니다.
Okay, so I got kicked out pretty early. I'm pretty sad, but there's a lot of other games here. Maybe I can win some of those. Want to try some games?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
자, 아직 경기 중입니다.
50만 원 받는 거 아니에요? 아니에요. 그 50원.
아니야, 5천 드릴게요.
농담이에요.
How was it?
It's fine. I wanted to see the rest of the Ojingo game competition though, and I actually found someone who I recognized from before. How you feeling, man? Good job.
Yeah, I feel tired right now. It's intense.
Man, you won all the games so far, right?
Yeah, so far.
You have to win because I lost. Okay.
아셨죠? Question here.
Again, my guy was doing really well in the competition. Up next was Tug of War.
일어나시고
The only thing left before the final game was 달고나, but that ended almost as soon as it started.
자, we got 3 players. 자, 선착 선생님이 먼저 나왔기 때문에.
What shape did you get?
The umbrella.
You got the umbrella. Oh, bad luck, man. Good job, though. Really good job. 축하해요. 축하해요. 와, 잘하셨어요.
우리 이제 음식 부스 가고 있어요.
Yeah, I'm pretty hot. I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty hungry.
starving.
Hungry. Yeah. There's actually a lot of really good choices for food. And I ended up choosing the bulgogi hot dog. Yoo-jung, my girlfriend, ended up choosing the tteokbokki.
우리 지금 지금 떡볶이랑 튀김이랑
불고기 핫도그.
핫도그.
Yes. I'm so hungry.
Me too.
Yes.
Let's eat, baby.
See, my bulgogi hot dog is pretty nice. Good? Yummy.
Perfect.
So there were tons of other experience booths and games and things to do, but we were a little late.
There's so much stuff here. I was too busy with Squid Game. I missed it.
Next time, I'll definitely have to check out all these booths before they close. It was really nice to see the exhibition in the middle of the festival.
Oh, these pictures are so good.
I was able to see some amazing pictures taken during the Korean War, and it gave me a chance to relax a bit during this very eventful festival. How's it going? How you doing?
Doing well, and yourself?
Very good. How long have you been in Korea?
A little over a year and a half.
Wow. 한국어 할 수 있어요?
조금만.
Whoa. What do you like about Pyeongtaek?
Pyeongtaek.
Yeah, here we go. The juicy question.
I've been living in Pyeongtaek for a while. There's actually a lot of interesting big foods here. There's a very good malatong. There's a very good ramen place. I'm a big foodie. And the big thing about Korea is how it's technologically advanced. But its natural beauty and the beauty of its culture specifically are, in my opinion, far more than anything that I had seen online. I've been to many foreign countries, but Korea is definitely one of my favorites. So this festival is a very small part in America and Korea coming together. Many people don't know this, but we actually have a program just within our military stationed here. It's called the Katusa program.
Yeah.
I have had the privilege of working with many young Korean men as part of the Katusa program. We have a lot of great, memories and times because not only do we work together, but we go out and we do stuff together. And
Cool. Right on, man.
alrighty,
That was sick.
thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
애기 너무 귀여우세요.
아, 예. 이제 8개월 됐어요.
와.
네.
Hey, bro.
바이바이.
그 평택에서 사신 지 얼마나 되셨나요?
아, 이제 올해로 10년 넘었어요. 10년 4개월.
여기 사이 그러면은 뭐가 좋아요?
다 좋아요. 여기 이제 놀거리하고 먹거리가 좀 많아요. 풍부해요. 다른 데 가면은 이제 그게 좀 한정됐지만 여기는 이게 다양한 문화가 있다 보니까
네.
평성으로 가면 이제 미군들이 있기 때문에 거기에서 이제 뭐 버거라든가 이제 외국 음식을 접할 수 있고 또 평택 시내로 가면 이제 저희 음식을 또 먹을 수 있고
완벽한 조합이네요.
그렇죠. 예.
여기 그 축제 누구랑 오셨어요?
아, 지금 와이프랑 애들이랑 지금 같이 왔어요.
이따가 그 공연을 보러 가실 거예요?
예.
오늘은 좋은 시간 되시길 바랍니다.
아, 예, 감사합니다.
네. Yeah. We got some really good food and we lost the Squid Game. But now we're just gonna enjoy the rest of the festival and watch these concerts. So cool. This is all free.
Yeah.
And then watch the opening ceremony. Then probably go back to Seoul. Take the shuttle bus. This was amazing so far. Did you have fun so far?
Yeah, super fun.
뭐가 제일 임팩트 있었어?
난 지금 박정현 씨가 나오는 순간을 아주 기대하고 있습니다.
I think my favorite thing was just the nature. Like, I was really impressed with the Squid Game. It was amazing how they organized that. There's so much stuff to do and the food was pretty good.
Yeah, right.
But now we're just tired. We're just chilling in the chairs here, you can see. And we're ready to watch the concert with some cold water. And this is my favorite part now, actually. Same with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you come here next year?
Of course.
Of course. Me too.
2022년 제2회 한미 어울림 축제 개회를 선언합니다.
Now we declare the opening of the second Korean American Harmony Festival. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
There were so many cool bands and singers and performers, all had different styles, and it was just really cool to see just different types of performances. It was really well organized, I think. And of course, Yoo Jung was really happy to see one of her favorite singers perform.
시간 되시길 바라면서 저의 끝곡으로 꿈에 불러드리면서 인사드리겠습니다. 정말 감사했습니다.
So that's it. What a lovely day this was. And the entire theme of the festival was a celebration of Korean-US relations, set here in Pyeongtaek, the home of the American military bases. It was great to be in this beautiful park, seeing American and Korean families enjoy themselves together. And even though I didn't win Squid Game, I had such an amazing day, and I can't wait to see what they have planned for next year. Okay, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm YouTuber.
You want to be a YouTuber? You know, I'm a YouTuber. Yeah. Did you know that? Why do you want to be a YouTuber?
Because YouTuber can do the money and 부자. What?
안녕하세요, 여러분. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sean. In this video, I went to Helen Doran International in Dongtan, South Korea. In this video, I asked many of the students there what they wanted to be when they grow up. I'm so curious what kids these days want to be when they grow up, because that's going to be the next generation of workers. What's also interesting is that I asked some of these kids 3 years ago, before COVID, the same question. So it was very interesting to see how some of the students' answers had changed over the years. Also, if you're currently studying English, I highly recommend you join my channel membership. Without further ado, let's begin. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Every time it changes for me.
What was the last time?
Jewelry designer.
Jewelry designer. That's cool.
And I'm YouTuber.
You want to be a YouTuber? You know, I'm a YouTuber. Yeah. Did you know that? Why do you want to be a YouTuber?
Because YouTuber can do the money and 부자. What? What did you say?
YouTubers make a lot of money. Not all YouTubers. And
I know.
Not this YouTuber. How about you?
I want to be an artist because I draw in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, and almost at the midnight too.
You love to draw. Okay. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
A skateboarder.
Skateboarder. You like skateboarding?
Yes, and maybe a soccer player too.
Wow, so you love sports.
Yes. I want to be a YouTuber.
A YouTuber?
Yes.
I'm a YouTuber. Did you know that?
Yes.
You watch a lot of YouTube?
No.
No.
I don't watch YouTube.
So why do you want to be a YouTuber?
Because we can get some money.
You like money?
Yes.
Me too.
I have just $1.
You have just $1?
Yes.
Well, you're gonna have more dollars soon. Don't worry.
I want to be an artist. Yeah, I just like painting. I want to be an English teacher.
Yeah?
Yes.
You think learning English is fun?
Yes.
Writer.
So you want to be a writer?
Yeah, story.
Stories. Fiction?
Any kind.
Any kind of writing.
I just want to be famous.
You want to be famous?
Yeah, I don't know why I want to be famous, but I want to.
What do you want to be famous for?
I don't know that. I just want to be famous.
How old are you?
7 years old. 7 years old. 7 years old.
I'm 8 years old. You don't believe me?
Yeah.
No?
You?
Oh, right, all right. I'm not 8 years old. I'm 9 years old.
What? No!
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Math teacher.
Oh, you like math. Cool. How about you?
Vet.
What's your favorite animal?
Frog.
Frog. Right.
Teacher.
You want to be a teacher. What kind of teacher?
Art teacher.
Okay, so we got a math, art teacher, and a frog doctor. Yeah? Frog vet. All right.
I want to be vet.
You want to be a vet. What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is horse.
Horse. Cool. Have you ever ridden a horse before?
Yeah.
How about you, Johan?
Explorer.
Explorer. Where do you want to explore?
The planet. I want to be a chef.
Chef. You like cooking?
Yummy. Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is pancake. I want to be a candy taster. Yummy.
A candy taster?
Yes. I can eat candy and jelly all day long. I want to be a scientist. I want to be a baker.
A baker? What do you want to bake?
I want to bake cake. My favorite cake is strawberry cake.
Delicious. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist.
Scientist? Because you like science?
Yeah, I want to be scientist.
You want to be a scientist?
Scientist.
We have 2 scientists here.
And science is very fun.
What do you want to be?
Artist.
You want to be an artist?
I love drawing and painting.
Ooh, that's fun.
I don't know.
That's okay.
Good neighbors?
A good neighbor?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be a good neighbor?
Because I want to be a good person.
I love that answer.
I want the police officer.
Why do you want to be a police officer?
Because I want to catch the bad guy.
Okay, I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay. You believe me?
Yeah?
Thanks.
I want to be ballerina.
Awesome. And?
I want to be a teacher.
Teacher, art teacher.
Yeah. I want to be a YouTuber.
Do you like YouTube? How about you?
I want to be a YouTuber.
Oh, really? You like YouTube?
Yeah.
I make YouTube videos.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to be a scientist.
Scientists. What do you guys think? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a baker.
Well, what do you want to bake?
Bread.
Bread?
Yeah.
Yummy.
I want to be a policeman. I want to be a diplomat.
A diplomat?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you want to be a diplomat?
Because I like to travel around the world.
Okay.
And I want to know other countries' culture and everything.
I love that answer. What countries do you want to go to right now, these days?
Maybe Brazil.
Okay.
But like my dad went to Brazil and he doesn't exactly recommend it because of the rainforest there is kind of a lot hot and everything.
Yeah. Too hot.
Yeah.
Got it. What do you want to be?
A dentist.
Okay.
Because I like a dentist because like my mom and my dad are dentists and I like a dentist. I want to be a clothes designer.
Like a suit or shoes or what?
T-shirts. I'm thinking.
You're still thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same. I want to be a doctor when I grow up because I can help people. I want to be a writer.
A writer?
A book for children.
Children's books?
Yes.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Tennis player.
Tennis player? You like tennis?
Yeah. I want to be teacher.
You want to be a teacher?
Yeah.
What do you want to teach?
English.
You want to be an English teacher?
When I grow up, I'm gonna be a teacher.
Teacher? What kind of teacher?
A centipede teacher.
A centipede teacher?
Yes.
You like centipedes?
Yes.
Very cool. What job do you not want to do?
I don't want to be a teacher.
You don't want to be a teacher? Why?
Because it's too hard.
It's pretty hard.
I don't want to be a teacher too.
Yeah, it is pretty hard. I used to be a teacher.
Oh yeah?
I was a teacher, yeah. For 3 years.
3 years?
It was difficult. Very hard. But it was fun.
Oh, fun?
Yeah.
An astronaut.
Why don't you want to be an astronaut?
When you go to space, you feel kind of weird because you go up and fly up, kind of.
Yeah, no gravity. Low gravity, right? Yeah.
I want gravity.
You like gravity?
Yes.
It's better for skateboarding.
Yes.
Okay. What do you not want to do?
Astronaut.
Oh, same with him.
Yes, because when we stay there too long, our muscle gets smaller.
That's true. I forgot about that. What job do you not want to do?
A construction worker.
Why?
Because it's so hard. I don't remember. I don't want to be a police officer.
Why?
Because I don't like thief. I don't want to be a soldier.
Doctor.
You don't want to be a doctor?
Yeah,
Too
because
hard.
like it's kind of gross that you're like touching somebody's body.
I don't like that too.
What job do you not want to do when you get older?
A burglar.
Okay, so you guys don't want to be bad people.
Yes. Yes.
I like that answer.
I don't want to get lying on the floor begging for money.
Okay.
That's the only thing I don't want to do.
I don't want to be an Everland cleaner.
Everland cleaner?
Yeah.
Like the amusement park Everland?
Yeah, I don't want to just clean up the animal poo-poos. The firefighter, because of fire, then I might die.
It's a little dangerous, right? Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Did you enjoy this video? If so, please let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I'm Sean, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.